Love is the absence of judgment. If you correct your mind, the rest of your life will fall into place, says Lao Tzu. Fraternal or brotherly correction is the awareness when to step in and when to stay quiet. Sometimes we step in without knowing we need to step in, and we talk where we need to stay quiet. According to Dale Carnegie, even God doesn't propose to judge a man till his last days. Why should you and I? Let's leave the judgment to God. If things go wrong, don't go with them, says Roger Babson. To sit in judgment of those things which you perceive to be wrong or imperfect is to be one more person who is part of judgment, evil or imperfection, says Wayne Dyer. Our human mind is very clever. When it hates the people, it would look everything wrong in that person. When we love that person, everything looks right. People that hate you will look for everything that's wrong with you. People that love you will look for everything that's right about you. It's up to you who you choose to listen to. For all right judgment of any man or things, it is useful, nay, essential, to see his good qualities before pronouncing on his bad, says Thomas Cole. If someone corrects you and you feel offended, then you have an ego problem. No one wants that ego to be affected, but that ego has to die in the presence of God. Therefore, correction is okay, but when someone offends you, that should not be ego-driven, but rather you should call for serious self-examination. According to Saint Benedict, be careful to be gentle, lest in removing the rust you break the whole instrument. Fraternal correction is an act to heal the body of the church. It's like mending a hole in the fabric of the church. However, one must proceed with much sensitivity, like mothers and grandmothers when they mend, and this is the very manner with which one must perform brotherly correction, says Pope Francis. On the other hand, if you're not capable of performing fraternal reproof with love, with charity, in truth, and with humility, you will offend, damage that person's heart. You will create an extra tail that wounds, and you will become a blind hypocrite, as Jesus says. In the Gospel, Luke chapter 6, verse 43 to 45, Jesus tells us so, no good tree bears bad fruit, nor again does a bad tree bear good fruit. For each tree is known by its own fruit. The fruits are our actions, but also words. The quality of a tree is known by the fruits it produces, which is our words that come from our hearts and our mouths. Those who are bad draw bad by practicing the most damaging exercise among us, which is grumbling, gossiping, speaking ill of others. The bad fruits, bad attitudes, bad words that comes destroys. It destroys the family, destroys community, destroys the workplace, destroys the management, destroys a person, destroys the neighborhood, destroys the parish. Everyone living in a society has a reputation and self-respect in the society and wants to exercise this without any interference from others. Let's not defame people, that a tongue may not become a war zone. Let's consider a bit this lesson of Jesus and ask ourselves this question: do I speak ill of others? Do I always seek to tarnish others? Is it easier for me to see others' flaws than my own? Let us try to correct ourselves, at least a little. It will do us all good, says Pope Francis. If you love the Lord, you will necessarily become aware of the blessed burden of souls that need to be brought to God. Saint Josemaria, you are the author of your own book of deeds. Make sure it's worth a read on the day of judgment.